ladies and gentlemen, if you log into Crossout right now before this time right here, 11:59 on the 24th of September, you can get access to this free pack, which comes with pretty good parts. Unfortunately, it's not a code that you can just redeem indefinitely, so I hope new players can take advantage of this. This pack is called the Field Angel, and these are all the parts you can get from this pack. And in game, you gotta collect it over here. For me, it's like 6 days left, and this is what you get. Oh, you get a pretty cute, a pretty cool profile picture. Looks like she's a medic. You get 2 doctor stickers. You get 2 Swallows Caduceus stickers. Is that what it's called? This is kind of cool. Also, someone told me it's illegal to have a medic sticker on vehicles in game. Which is kind of weird, but hey, here we go. We got a doctor and we got this thing, which, you know, for me it didn't make sense. So look, if you look closely over here, you get a little cross, but you know, it's not really the same thing. Uh-oh. No! No worries, I found it again. So this is basically what the blueprint looks like. And besides those stickers, you also get the pine paint, which looks really cool. Looks like a real military green or army green. If you don't have access to them yet, you get access to a pretty decent amount of Steppenwolf parts. You get access to a few decor items, this fishing rod again, 4 APC wheels and an APC spare, a bear cabin, a Maxwell radar, a Dunhorse engine, a Genesis, and these are probably, and 2 sidekicks as well. Pretty nice. And this pack also increases the maximum parts per build to 55 if you're a new player. And besides this free pack, the new update also dropped. I saw it live for the first time because I was still playing No Man's Sky. And of course, they announced all their upcoming brawls. We're getting Operation Radiance on the 2nd of October. None of them are new brawls, but they're older brawls, but with some slight changes. Instead of Big Black Scorpions, it's now just called Big Scorpions, and I love the new UI they have for the reward screen over here. You get this new urban camo paint. You also get this logisticians container at the end. I think at the end, right? I can't see anywhere if it's the last reward or not. Usually it's the last reward, but it's always worth it to do these brawls just for this container, because with this I can upgrade my blueprint storage expansion or my normal storage. The urban camo paint is also pretty good looking. I don't think I have this yet. For the ice and fire brawl, these are the rewards. You got a blue dragon, a red dragon, a red giant paint, and the rest are some containers and badges. For Operation Radiance, we get this Abyss of Memories paint, no Ravagers decor, 2 Desolation stickers, and some more containers and badges. And for the Legends of the Exhibition, you get another black gold paint, another logisticians container, 2 special stabilizers, and the other containers again. For the Wild Hunt, you get a daffodil metallic paint, a horns decor, 2 stickers, and the usual rewards. And with this update, they also did the balance changes they talked about a few weeks ago. So the machine guns are getting a massive buff. They added welding points to tank tracks, bike drums, small tracks, hardened tracks, Sleipnirs, and the driver legs. So if you look at the tank tracks, I see welding points. I think the top part are the new welding points, and maybe in the back as well. I don't really use this movement part, but looks pretty good. I do wish we got some mounting points on the outside of the track as well, though. They also added welding points to the diagrams. Interesting. Interesting. So this is where the frame goes, but now you can also mount stuff below that. And that's cool. I like that. That's actually really helpful. So they added welding points for the small tracks, but all I see is this over here, which are for frames. Maybe it's a little bit wider than it used to be. Or did they lower it? I don't remember if the frames used to be mounted over here or if it always was over here. Let me take a quick look. Yeah, this is what it's always been like. But maybe it's a little bit wider now, so you can... Yeah, okay, it's 6 pins now. I think it used to be 4 pins. So now you can do stuff like this. Don't quote me on this, but I think this is what they did. They also added weld points for the hardened tracks. I don't know, I just see this over here. Nothing over here, which is kind of odd. You would assume this would be a welding point, right? But nope. I just see some welding points over here, so I'm not sure what it was before this. They did the same for the Sleipnir. Again, I see 4 pins over here. I'm not sure if it was 2 in the past, but that's the only thing I see. Okay, so this, ooh, that's nice. So you got 4 welding points up top and 12 down below. Really helpful for mechanical legs. I don't think the other legs have a... Nah. That's kind of nice. That's kind of nice. I already covered all of the balance changes in a previous video, so I'm not gonna cover this again, but there are some differences between the planned balance changes and the update we actually got. So they went ahead with their tonnage calculation mechanics and making robotic legs less effective when using boosters. The machine gun changes remained the same. All of them are getting a pretty nice buff. Even the common ones are getting buffed. Something like the aspect is gonna be very interesting to use. 40% spread reduction after firing is crazy. It's basically like they applied the gyroscope to this thing. And keep in mind, all of the machine guns are also getting a durability buff. So for the aspect, I do see a difference. So they had planned to give this thing 390 durability, but now it's only 350. So this is the live version that we got right now. And this is what they had planned to give us, 390 points. That would have been nice. The Vindicators also getting slightly less durability than they had originally planned. They had originally planned to give this thing 439, but it's only 490 now, which is not a big change. But yeah, this is also going to be very interesting to try out. Same thing with the rapid fire machine guns. These are going to become way more accurate. And also the ballistics are disabled for all machine guns, which I didn't find it did a whole lot, but it's still a good change to make them stronger. The Imp's durability is going to 335, which stayed the same. And cooling time is reduced by 25% and maximum spread reduced by 33%. These are gonna be amazing. Even more amazing, I should say. The Equalizer and the Arbiter getting a nice durability buff and also having their maximum spread reduced, which is pretty nice. And yeah, pretty much positive changes for machine guns. For the nail guns, the projectile now increases by 50%. Originally, they had planned to increase it by 75%, so that's a slight change. Same thing for the argument, it's 50% instead of 70. For the clarinet though, they added 60% bullet resistance, but they had originally planned to give it 75% bullet resistance. The ATGM flute changes stayed the same, Akari stayed the same, Yokai stayed the same. The crickets are going to be very interesting because they only use 9 energy now. The Doom changes are slightly different. The only thing they changed was damage with a full charge reduced by 25%. They had originally planned to nerf it by 29%. Ooh, wow, they went ahead with the Raijin nerf as well. Interesting. And remember, the Catalina also got nerfed. The Waltz is getting their well-deserved durability buff. Remember, the Slaughterers also got buffed, so they're going to be even deadlier now. And for the split, they added a damage reduction. Originally, they had not planned for a 70% damage reduction. They only had these 2 nerfs, but now it will also deal slightly less damage. The Tritons also got nerfed, but I'll be honest, I've already been seeing a lot less Tritons out there. It's mainly Sharon builds now. The Satori also got nerfed, so it's no longer the go-to cabin. But, you know, 35% more damage is still pretty good. The other heavy cabins are still getting the same buffs they had planned for them. The Devourers are going to be very interesting to use now. The Helicons are also getting a very deserved durability buff, 498. And the perk also activates at a closer distance now. And they also buffed the Nemesis even more. The only change I did not see was the Aurora buff. The Auroras were going to get 30% more damage, but it's not in the patch notes. This update also brought some interface improvements, some miscellaneous improvements. For example, added damage measurement spheres to the old Engineer's Garage, the Nomad's Garage, and the Scavenger's Garage, which is a pretty nice change. They also improved the visual effects of firing the Gravistar. They looked fine to me, but let's check them out. Looks similar to me, but maybe it's a little bit different. I'm not really a main Gravistar user. They also improved the camera behavior logic when using a scope on an armored car with an artillery. And for bug fixes, I know Jack mentioned that the perk of the tank rack is not working, but I saw that they changed it or they fixed it. Now it should work again. The Doppler has mounting spots in the front and they weren't working, but it should be working now. The Yongbang was able to shoot through tiny gaps even if it was smaller than the projectile itself, so that is fixed. And a few other bug fixes. So that was it for this video, fellas. Just wanted to update you guys on what's happening in Crossout today. Hope you guys enjoyed, hope you guys got informed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, have a great day, peace.